very warm welcome to all the ICSE students who've been grossing for this poem, The Heart of the Tree by Henry Culler Bunner. So this poem starts with a rhetorical question, which is, what does he plant who plants a tree? A rhetorical question is a sort of a question which is put up by a person to be answered by himself or herself. Thus, he here is asking the question that what does a person do? What does a planter do exactly? What deeds does he commit when he plants a tree? So basically, now is the answer given by him that whenever a planter plants a tree, he plants a friend of sun and sky. The friend of sun and sky can be scientifically connected to the fact that the rays of the sun are utilized by a tree for the process of photosynthesis. And he's related to the sky as well, because whenever a tree grows, in some time it reaches as high as the sky and then slowly they become close neighbors. Right? He plants the flag of breezes free, because whenever cold soft winds blow, the tree moves just like a flag. The shaft of beauty towering high. Shaft here means the beam of beauty which just towers high in the sky. Right? He plants a home to heaven and eye. An eye means near to. So whenever a planter plants a tree, he plants it near to heaven. Means a tree has such a good environment that it can be compared to heaven. Means it can be compared to an abode near heaven. For song and mother croon of bird, please remember that he here refers to the planter. So he, the planter, plants the tree for the song of mother croon of bird. Mother croon is a song sung by the bird for her younger ones, for her children. And this song, the treble here means a song in high tone. So this song of the mother croon of high tone leads to a lot of harmony in the surrounding areas. Right? And this is all a planter does by planting a tree. Right? He plants a friend of sun and sky, the flag of breezes, shaft of beauty, home to heaven, mother croon of bird, and in hushed and sorry I forgot to explain this line, and hushed and happy twilight heard. Means as soon as the sun sets, the mother croon starts, and this creates a really harmonious and magnificent environment. Right? So this is all a planter does by planting a tree. The next paragraph, what does he plant who plants a tree? Again, the rhetorical question is repeated. He plants cool shade and tender rain. Cool shade because a tree always provides cool shade, and tender rain. Tender rain because again scientifically we can refer to it, because transpiration is the process in which trees absorb water, and when this water, 99% of it is lost by the tree, it goes up and forms clouds in the sky. So again it gives tender rain. When the clouds condense, they precipitate. And seed and bud of days to be. Days to be here means that when you plant a tree, it forms a seed and then it forms a bud, and slowly the tree grows and also seems pleasant to the future generation, to the progeny ahead. Right? He plants the glory of the plain. Whenever the trees are planted, they add to the glory, they add to the lush, they add to the verdance of a place. And then he plants the forest's heritage. A tree is compared to a forest's heritage. The harvest of coming age. So harvest obviously here means that the coming age, always it's soothing to see a moor, a lush moor. So a planter plants a tree, so he harvests it for the coming age. The joy that unborn eyes shall see. Now he says that whenever he plants a tree, it will live for many years, and even the ones who are not born, when they'll see it, they'll feel quite happy to see the beauty of the tree. These things he plants who plants a tree. So whatever a planter plants, he does such great things whenever he plants a tree. Again, in the third paragraph, the rhetorical question is repeated, that what does he plant? Who plants a tree? He plants in sap and leaf and wood, in love of home and loyalty, and far cast thought of civic good. Now he's saying that whenever he plants it in sap or leaf or wood, every part of it is full of beauty, and he plants it with great love, right? And that tree creates a home for several people and always remains loyal as well. And then the planter, he plants a tree by also thinking the civic good, the good of all the people who live around him, right? So that is a good deed he's really committing, because whenever there are trees, there'll be more of freshness in the environment, adding to further advantages which will help the people around him as well, not only him. So the whole of the country can also be benefited by it, because a country which has healthy people, more greenery, leads to healthier people, will progress more. Then his blessings on the neighborhood. So, as I told you, that by planting a tree, he blesses all the neighborhood around him, all the people, vicinity around him, who in the hollow of his hand holds all the growth of our land. So, here the tree he's planting holds the growth of all the land. A nation's growth from sea to sea stirs in the heart of who plants a tree. So, obviously, as I told you, that a place which is full of greenery would have healthier people, like we experience it in our daily lives as well, that people living in the hills and places which are more green are healthier than people living in metro cities where everything is a concrete jungle. So a nation's growth with healthier people is also quite possible with the help of trees, and all these things are kept in uh, means consideration by the planter, and thus he commits a very very good deed by planting a tree and helps everyone by that. Now we come to the lyrical devices in the poem. So it was written by Henry Culler Burner, who was born on August 3, 1855 in New York. He was educated in New York City. He turned to journalism, and then he wrote several poems and other sort of ballads, which in today's literature are given quite importance, right? So this is form and structure. So the form of structure, it's a lyrical poem and literary. This technique is also known as hyperphora and antiphora. The poet begins each stanza of the poem with the question, what does he plan to plant a tree? The answer given each time delineates the importance of trees in different spheres of human life. The rhyming scheme, the poet has used it in the poem, starts such that he uses many rhyming words like tree, free, sky, high, rain, again, heritage, age, wood, good, etc. Now, alliteration is the repetition of same type of words, right, or same types of sounds in a sentence. So, he plants a friend of sun and sky. In this line, sun and sky both start with S, so the same sound. He plants the flag of breezes free, flag and free. He plants a home to heaven and I, home and heaven. In hushed and happy twilight heard, hushed, happy heart. And years that fade and flush again, fade and flush, right? Metonymy is the next figure of speech, right? And it is a figure of speech which metonymy, the words which follow metonymy are known as metonyms, right? And the metonymy used here is he plants in sap and leaf and wood, right? Then we have onomatopoeia. Onomatopoeia is something we can imagine in real is being said by someone, a sound which we can feel. So that's mother croon and treble, right? and also there is a sort of visual imagery, not visual exactly, but imagery, in which we can create an image of whatever is happening, right? So that is like unborn eyes shall see. And thus this poem ends. And further, the themes of the poem are the goodness which a planter has in his heart, and importance of trees, and also concern for future is also slightly indicated in the poem, that what would happen if there are no trees, so what would happen of the future. And basically there are the title of the poem is also said to be appropriate, because these advantages also stir in the heart of a tree, right? And Henry Culler Bunner has vividly represented all the advantages thus in this poem. Thank you.